Alright, for this one, I got the same kind of jigs, but they're black and purple. Got my black thread, black deer hair, black marabou, purple marabou, and the dubbing, since I used it on the last one. Alright. Alright, set up the jig. Move a little bit closer this time, see a little bit better. Alright, start off with some thread. Oops. Go around the shaft of the hook. Just to give the hair and feathers something to grab onto. I'll trim the tag end off. Alright, so same thing, I'm going to start with the deer hair. Pick as much as I want there. Cut it off. Kind of position it where I want. And start going around with the thread. I'm just going to turn this a bit. Just loosely at first, and then start getting tighter as you go. You can, before you go too tight, you can kind of move it around to get it to where you want it. Then start tying it down nice and tight. And again, I put the deer hair on first just to give it a stiffer profile. Sometimes if you just have marabou, it gets pretty wavy when it's in the water. This will give it a little bit of a backbone. And we can trim the little pieces off. All right. Now I got the black marabou. If I can find a piece here. Can't get it off. There we go, that's a good one. Whoops. Again, loose, and then get tighter. I really like the black Marabou for bass, but also purple is my favorite color, so I like to add. If I'm gonna add a little bit of color to the black, I always like to pick purple, but that's just me. We got the purple Marabou. So there's Marabou that kind of looks like this and like this. Sometimes I just cut off this and use this skinny piece. But sometimes I'll cut that here and put like the base like that and then add the skinny piece on top, which I think I might do on this one. So basically cutting it right at that joint. I'm going to put this on first. I might cut that down a little bit. Get it to where you want it. Tie it in nice and tight. And then add that long skinny piece on top. I really like these feathers for adding a little bit of length or a little bit of color to the primary color that I'm using. And also just gives it a little bit longer of a profile. And you can do whatever you want, really. I'm just experimenting most of the time. When I can't fish, then I like to tie. Gives me something to do. So that looks pretty cool. And I think I might actually add a small black piece on top of that. That might cover it up too much. That's what I want right there. Oh yeah, it's kind of see-through, so you can still see the purple, but it covers it up enough. And I like to lay that flat. This way. Might actually not put the dubbing on this one. Might just tie it a lot. Oh, see my feather twisted on me a bit. Kind of looks like it has a mohawk now. Or a fin along the back. Actually, I don't mind that. Looks like a fin. Oh. So, sometimes that happens. If you're pulling too tight, or if this is too tight and you pull and it just rips the thread. At that point, I'll just add thread, go over top of it. This one I'm going to be doing the head cement anyway, so we could really just add it there. I think the hardest part about tying anything, hair jigs, or is getting the thread to go into here. And again, if there's any tricks for doing that, someone please tell me. I swear half the time I spend trying to get the thread in here. If a jig takes me 10 minutes to make, 5 minutes is doing this. Finally got it. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. All right. So phone's going off. All right. Back to tying this. Now we got 2 tag ends here I'm going to trim. I'm just going to go around, kind of make sure there's no purple sticking out, but it doesn't really matter. And sometimes I help it by feeding the thread this way instead of just pulling down on it. I think my bobbin might be a little bit too tight. All right, tie some knots here. About 4 or 5. Cut the end. Got the head cement. It's a little bit easier to do when it's just thread and no dubbing. I like how it looks too, it gives it a little bit of a cleaner look. All right. And again, you can trim anything that you don't like off. But I don't know, it's a different looking one. We'll see in about a month if it'll catch fish or not. Alright, thanks for watching.